This is a brief walkthrough to help you to navigate the eText and the associated courseware that you'll be using for homework assignments within the Life in the Universe textbook. This procedure should be similar even if you have a newer edition than 5, provided that the publisher is Princeton University Press. Older editions from the publisher Pearson are not compatible with the required courseware and should not be purchased for this course. Within our D2L or MyLeo page, you will find a link called something along the lines of Registering for and Using the eText and Codon Learning courseware. Once there, the first thing you'll need to do is to purchase your textbook. At this time, you will have 3 purchasing options. Any of these 3 options will work. Just simply pick the one that you prefer. If you choose to purchase through the publisher, Princeton University Press, you will be taken to a page, and at the bottom of the page, you'll find links to the app for the platform that you wish. After downloading and installing, you'll be asked to purchase within the app. If instead you choose RedShelf, you'll be asked to purchase on the website. You'll be given the same option if you choose to purchase through VitalSource. Any of these options is allowable for the course. After purchasing through RedShelf or VitalSource, you will receive a Codon Learning courseware access code in a confirmation email. Note that how you access your eText or ebook will depend upon your purchasing option. Our MyLeo or D2L page will not provide a link to the eText. However, it will provide a link to the Codon Learning courseware that comes with the digital purchase. Please note the following. At this time, you should only purchase the digital package. The hard copy of the book does not come with access to the courseware, even as a separate purchase. This is a change with this publisher over prior semesters. This may change in the future, but for now, the publisher does not offer the courseware separately. Once you get your Codon Learning access code, you'll be able to use the links provided in our D2L page. Now let's turn to the courseware that you'll use for your homework assignments. You can expect a homework assignment in each unit. To access the courseware, simply pick a unit, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you will find the links to the courseware. Do not access the courseware using direct URL or bookmarks. It is very important to only use the links provided in our D2L page. If you do not, the automatic grade sync between the courseware product will not work, and this will result in significant delays with updating your course grade in MyLeo. For your first assignment, find the courseware link at the bottom of the unit. It will launch the Codon Learning courseware into a new browser. Once there, you'll see a weekly calendar displayed. The blue box, labeled Class 1, is just a static placeholder that's meant to represent a class meeting day for traditional classes. As a web-based course, we have no class meeting day, so it roughly represents the start of a new unit. I say roughly because the holidays skew some of the unit start and end days. However, at this time, the Codon Learning tool does not support changing the class days or the text that displays in the blue box. Just realize that Class 1, Class 2, etc. roughly represents a unit. You can always compare the dates seen here with those back on our D2L page. Within the calendar, I can scroll to the future or to the past. The next thing you'll need to be familiar with is the homework due date. The red pill, as I like to call it, is the homework shown on the calendar day for that assignment. Our typical cadence is that homework ends the unit. The homework will typically be due on a Sunday, with a new unit starting the following day. If you scroll down the page, you'll see the learning objectives for each unit, as well as the homework questions that will make up your homework grade. The next thing you'll see on the right side is the study path. The study path is a new way of learning material. It may be a bit confusing at first, but you'll soon get used to it. You'll notice it includes 3 checkpoints. Checkpoint 1 is the actual homework for the course, and that will be part of your grade. Checkpoints 2 and 3 are additional practice, but it's optional and not part of your homework grade. It's simply there if you want more information to study for a concept or an entire chapter. Now, let's step through the first homework assignment. We're going to do so by clicking the red pill. Note the assessment policy and due date, and then click Start. Note that this assessment has 5 items, totaling 100 points. So I'm going to click Item 1 to begin. However, notice that I can start with any item in the list. It doesn't force me to go in sequential order. This item has 2 questions that I must answer before moving on. So in this one, I see it's a drag and drop. Scrolling down, I'm going to add some text here. And if I look down to the bottom, I can see a grayed out Submit Answer button. This may mean that I haven't answered all of the questions. So I go back and review, and it sure looks like I have everything answered. So here I see to the left of the Submit button, I'm asked the question, did you fully understand the concept covered in this question? I must answer this before moving on. If it's unclear to me what the correct answer for the question is, or if I don't understand the question, I can click It's Muddy. Or, if I understand both the question and the answers, I can click It's Clear. The Courseware will collect the muddy and clear topics and give me a summary as an indicator of the areas I may want to review. So after I do this, I note that the Submit Answer button is now blue and allows me to select it to move on. After I submit, I see answers that I got wrong with a notice that says, I have 1 attempt remaining. I can retry any of the wrong answers. So now I submit and move on to the next question. So now I see I'm on item 2. So just randomly selecting answers here. Again, I've answered all the questions. I have a grayed out button, meaning I need to select muddy or clear. So here I got the answer correct. It's allowing me to move on. So now I go to item number 3. I need to make a change in every question for it to reflect that I'm done and I've attempted the question. So here I see the answers that I got wrong. I have 1 attempt left to get it right. And I submit. Now I didn't do very well on this question, and it's not allowing me to make additional changes. So this one, I'm going to have some points deducted. I'm given the next option, so I can move on to the next question. Now I go to item 4. It tells me this has 5 questions. So again, I'm going to need to make sure that I make a change to every question. At this point, I'm still gray here, even if I select the It's Muddy. So I know I have more questions that I need to answer. Now, I've got the blue button, so I can move on to the next and final question. Although I do note here that I have some incorrect answers. And now it allows me to move to the next question. Item 5 is my last one. And finally, I submit. I'm going to change one of my answers. I will submit and finish. Here I see I got 2 of 5 questions answered correctly, and I marked 4 as muddy. So if I want additional practice, I can click Head to Study Path, and that will give me some additional practice answering similar type questions. Now, returning to the calendar page, note that every homework assignment is available for you to start. Pay close attention to the calendar date before starting an assignment to avoid taking that assessment without having read the material first. You can see the date either on the calendar view or after clicking the assignment. The due date will be prominently displayed at the top of the page below the title. One additional difference that you do need to be aware of: you do not need to complete the entire assignment in one setting. Each assignment does need to be completed, however, by the due date. Another way to see each assignment is to click the Assignments option, and I'll see a list of everything that is associated with this course, and all the way to the right I will see how I performed on that assignment. That concludes our brief walkthrough of the basic use of the Codon Learning courseware. Remember that the product is still very new and will be evolving rapidly. Your experience may vary based upon the timing of your viewing of this video. Regardless, the general look and feel should still be similar. Please reach out to your instructor if you have any questions about navigating or completing your assignments.